If you're ready, would you please welcome on Epic Cleveland International Records from New York City, Meat Loaf!
the fires are howling way down in the valley tonight. There's a man in the shadows with a gun in his eye and a blade shining oh so bright. There's evil in the air and there's thunder in the sky and a killer's on the bloodshot streets. Oh, and down in the tunnel where the deadly horizon, oh, I swear I saw a young boy down in the gutter. He was starting to foam in the heat. Lord, baby, you're the only thing in this whole world that's pure and good and right. Wherever you are, wherever you go, there's always gonna be some light. But I gotta get out, I gotta break it out now before the final crack of dawn. So we gotta make the most of our one night together when it's over, you know, we'll both be so alone. Like a bat out of hell, I'll be gone in the morning time. When the night is over, like a bat out of hell, I'll be gone, gone, gone. Like a bat out of hell, I'll be gone in the morning time. When the day is done and the sun goes down and the moonlight shining through, like a sinner before the gates of heaven, I'll come crawling on back to you. I'm gonna hit the highway like a battering ram on a silver black phantom bag. When the metal is hot and the engine is hungry, I'm all about to see the light. Nothing ever goes in this thunder, and everything is standing alone. And nothing really rocks and nothing really goes and nothing never lets you home. And I know that I'm damned if I never get out, and maybe I'm damned if I do. But with every need I got left in my heart, you know I'd rather be damned with you. If I gotta be damned, you know I wanna be damned, dancing through the night with you. And if I gotta be damned, you know I wanna be damned. Gotta be damned, you know I wanna be damned. Gotta be damned, you know I wanna be damned. Dancing through the night, dancing through the night, dancing through the night with you. Oh, baby, you're the only thing in this whole world that's pure and good and right. And wherever you are and wherever you go, there's always gonna be some light. But I gotta get out, I gotta break it out now before the final crack of dawn. So we gotta make the most of our one night together when it's over, you know, we'll be so alone. Like a bat out of hell, I'll be gone when the morning comes. When the night is over, like a bat out of hell, I'll be gone, gone, gone. Like a bat out of hell, I'll be gone when the morning comes. When the day is done and the sun goes down and the moonlight shining through, then like a sinner before the gates of heaven, I'm calling on back to you. Been like a sinner before the gates of heaven, I come crawling home back to you. I come crawling. Everything is wrong, but my soul is right. And no one will stop me now. I'm gonna make my escape. But I can't stop thinking of you, and I never see the sun I love this way today. And I never see the sun I love this way today. Then I'm down at the bottom of a pit in the blazing sun, torn and twisted at the foot of a burning light. And I think somebody somewhere must be tolling the bell. And the last thing I see is my heart still beating, breaking out of my body. Must be told in a bell. When the last thing I see is my heart still beating, still beating. Oh, breaking out of my body, right away, like a bat out of hell, like a bat out of hell, like a bat out of hell, like a bat. On a hot summer night, would you offer your throat to the wolf with the red roses?
Will he offer me his mouth?
Yes.
Will he offer me his teeth?
Yes.
Will he offer me his jaw?
Yes.
Will he offer me his hunger?
Yes.
Will he offer me his hunger?
Yes.
Will he starve without me?
Yes.
Then does he love me?
Yes.
Yes.
On a hot summer night, would you offer your throat to the wolf with the red roses?
Yes.
I bet you say that to all the boys. Summer night and the beach was burning, star crawling over the sand. When I listen to your heart, I hear the whole world turning. See the shooting stars falling through your living hand. Now you are licking your lips and your lipstick shining. Down just to ask for a taste. We were lying together in the silver lining by the light of the moon. No, there's not another moment, not another moment. not to say I love you.
Love you.
And you took the words right out of my mouth.
Must have been while you were kissing
Words
me.
right out of my mouth.
Must have been while you were
Oh, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Must have been while you were
You took the words
kissing
right
me.
out of my mouth.
Must have been while you were kissing me. While you were, you took the words right out of my mouth. While you were, you took the words right out of my mouth. While you were,
You took the words right out of my mouth.
oh, it must have been while you were kissing me.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Oh, it must have been while you were kissing me. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, it must have been while you were kissing me. Took the words right out of my mouth.
Well, baby,
It must have been while you were kissing me. Took the words right out of my mouth.
well,
It must have been while you were kissing me. Took the words right out of my mouth. Oh, it must have been while you were not another moment, not another moment, not another moment to wait.
ah, you took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah. Hey, 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 I remember everything. I remember every little thing as if it happened only yesterday. I was barely 17. I was barely 17. I was barely 17 and I once killed a boy with a Fender guitar. I don't remember if it was a Telecaster or a Stratocaster, but I do remember that it had a heart of chrome and a voice like a horny fucking angel. I once killed a boy with a Fender guitar. I don't remember if it was a Telecaster or a Stratocaster, but I do remember that it wasn't at all easy. It required the perfect combination of the right power chords and the precise angle from which to strike. The guitar bled for about a week afterward, and the blood was dark and rich like wild berries. The blood of the guitar was Chuck Berry red. The guitar bled for about a week afterward, but it wrung out beautifully, and I was able to play notes that I had never even heard before. So I took my guitar and I smashed it against the wall. I smashed it against the floor. I smashed it against the hood of a car. I smashed it against the body of a high school cheerleader. I smashed it against the 1970 Harley Davidson. The Harley howled in pain. The guitar howled in heat. And I ran up the stairs to my parents' bedroom. Mommy and Daddy were sleeping in the moonlight. Slowly, I opened the door, creeping in the shadows right up to the foot of the bed. I raised the guitar high above my head, and just as I was about to bring the guitar crashing down upon the center of the bed, my father woke up screaming, "Stop! Wait a minute, boy! Stop it! What do you think you're doing? That's the way to treat an expensive musical instrument!" And I said, "God damn it, Daddy! You know I love you, but you got a hell of a lot to learn about rock and roll!" something new. And you were nothing but a lonely girl, but you were something, something like a dream come true. I was a varsity tackle and a hell of a block. When I beat my guitar, I need to canyon rock. But every Saturday night, I felt the fever grow. I'm wrapped up with no place to go. Do you know what it's like? All wrapped up with no place to place to go. Do you know what it's like? All held up with no place to go. Oh, baby, I'm a hunter in the dark of the forest, stalking you and tracking you down, cruising up and down a main drag all night long. on. Hold on tight. Look out now.
Though it's cold and lonely in the deep dark night,
I can see paradise by the day's light.
ain't no doubt about it, we were doubly blessed. 'Cause we were barely 17 and we were barely dressed.
Ain't no doubt about it. Baby, got to go and shout it. Ain't no doubt about it. We were doubly blessed. 'Cause we were barely 17 and we were barely dressed. Look out. Oh, baby, don't you hear my heart? You got drowning out the radio. I've been waiting so long for you to come along and have some fun. But I gotta let you know, no, you're never gonna regret it. So open up your eyes, I got a big surprise. It'll feel alright, but I wanna make the motor run. And now our bodies are so close and tight. It never felt so good, it never felt so right. And we're glowing like the metal on the edge of the night. Glowing like the metal on the edge of the night. Come on, hold on tight. Oh, come on, hold on tight. Well, won't you hold on tight?
Though it's cold and lonely in the deep dark night,
I can see paradise by the day's night. Though it's cold and lonely in the deep dark night. Sweetheart, hey baby, you know what? I think we've been going out for a real long time now. Am I right? Have we been going out for a long time? Pretty long, huh? Yeah? Hey baby, you know, and I think it's been like a real long time, and I think you know about what time it is. And I think that you know what Uncle Meaty means, yeah, don't you? You know what I mean, sweetheart? Me and you, baby, back a long time. And I think, yes, I think, I do think that you know what I mean.
Really fly. He's rounding first and really turning it on now. He's not letting up at all. He's going to try for second.
The ball is bobbled out in center, and here comes the throw, and what a throw. He's going to slide in head first. Here he comes. He's out. No, wait, safe at second base. This kid really makes things happen out there. Batter steps up to the plate, and here's the pitch, and he's going, and what a jump he's got. He's trying for third. Here's the throw. It's in the dirt, safe at third. Holy cow, stolen base. Taking a pretty big lead out there, almost daring him to try and pick him off. Pitcher glances over, winds up, and it's bunted down the third base line. The suicide squeezes on. Here he comes, squeeze play, it's going to be close. Here's the throw, here's the play at the plate. Holy cow, I think he's going to make it.
Stop right there. I gotta know right now. Before we go any further, do you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Will you never leave me? Will you make me so happy for the rest of my life? Will you take me away and will you make me your wife? Do you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Will you never leave me? Will you make me so happy for the rest of my life? Will you take me away and will you make me your wife? I gotta know right now. Before we go any further, do you love me? Will you love me forever?
Let me sleep on it, baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Let me sleep on it, give you an answer in the morning. Let me sleep on it, baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Let me sleep on it, give you an answer in the morning. Oh. Let me sleep on it, baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Let me sleep on it, I'll give you an answer in the morning.
I gotta know right now, do you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Will you never leave me? Will you make me so happy for the rest of my life? Will you take me away and will you make me your wife? I gotta know right now. Before we go any further, do you love me? Will you love me forever? What's it gonna be, boy? Come on. I can wait all night. What's it gonna be, boy? Yes or no? What's it gonna be, boy? Yes. Oh, no.
Let me sleep on it, baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Well, let me sleep on it, I'll give you an answer in the morning.
I gotta know right now.
Well, let me sleep on it, baby, baby, let me sleep on it.
Will you never leave me?
Well, let me sleep on it, I'll give you an answer in the morning.
Before we go any further, do you love me? Will you love me forever?
Well, let me sleep on it.
Will you love me forever?
Well, let me sleep on it.
Will you love me forever?
I couldn't take it any longer. Out of my space, and then the feeling came up on me like a tidal wave. Started swearing to my God and on my mother's grave. I love you till the end of time. I swore I would love you till the end of time. So now I'm praying for the end of time. So hurry up and arrive. 'Cause if I gotta spend another minute with you, I don't think that I can really survive. Oh, I never think I brought myself a good night bell. But get on the bells what I can do right now. I'm praying for the end of time. All that I can do. Praying for the end of time. So I can live my life. Ladies and gentlemen, the lyricist, the composer, the arranger, my partner, and my very, very good friend, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jim Steinman. Drums, Mr. Joe Hitman Stefko. Ladies and gentlemen, from Toronto, Canada, Rudy, Roy, Rory, Patrick, Maurice, Aloysius, De Valero, the Rod Stewart, the Harmony Whiz, Mr. Rory Dodd. Ladies and gentlemen, the only man to faint at the sight of the high full tower. Ladies and gentlemen, on the organs, Paul Fingers Glands. Mr. West Side Story himself, on the bass guitar, Steve Machine Gun Buslow. Ladies and gentlemen, from Queens, New York, on guitars, the brothers Kulick, Bobby, Bruce, Killer, and Pretty Boy. Ladies and gentlemen, born in Frankfurt, Germany in 1953, Carla the Queen DeVito. And I'm Meat Loaf. car in a gunny sack, sit beneath the tree by the railroad track, listening to the music that the drivers play, sitting there playing all alone in the shade. Many people passing from miles around. Now there comes the bogey man that put him down. Go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, go. Woo, Johnny be good. Son, you'll be a man. You will be the leader of a big old band. And people calling from miles around. You play your music when the sun goes down. Maybe someday you'll never be in life. Johnny, I go tonight. I say go, go, Johnny, go, go. Wow. Go, Johnny, go, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go, go. Johnny be good. Go. Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, go, Johnny be good. Come on. I said go, go, Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, go, go. Ooh, Johnny be good. Come on, y'all, bring it down. I said go, oh, Johnny, Johnny, go, go. Johnny, go, Johnny, oh, Johnny, go, Johnny, go, come on, come on, go, Johnny, go, 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 come on, Johnny, be good, come on, down, down, down. I said go, shh, go, Johnny, go, go. Oh, oh my God, I think I'm losing my mind. Ooh, Johnny, go, go, go. Ooh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Ooh, Johnny, be good. Lordy, Miss Claudia. Oh, we gotta rip it up. Yeah. Ooh, my God, have mercy. Wow, I'm being taken away by the Spirit, y'all. Look at the Spirit, got a hold of me. I think I'm getting out of here, y'all. Woo, come on, y'all, come with me. Come on, come on, let me take you up. Come on, come on, let me take you up. Come on, y'all. Come on, come on, y'all. Can't you feel? Come on, y'all. Oh, my God, can't you feel the Spirit of rock and roll? Listen. Rock and roll, go, Johnny, go, go, rock and roll, go, Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, go, Johnny, be go. I say go, go, Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, go, Johnny, be go. Basically, we've got an idol. His name's Mr. Phil Spector. 1968. Recorded this tune with the one, the only, the hardest working woman in show business, Miss Tina Turner. Ladies and gentlemen, the Brothers Kulick rendition, River Deep, Mountain High. When you were a young girl, did you have a rag doll? Or the doll you ever owned? Now I love you just the way you love a rag doll. Oh, now our love has grown. And it gets stronger in every way.
And it gets deeper, baby, let me say.
And it gets higher day by day. And do I love you, my oh my? River deep, mountain high. If I lost you, would I cry? Oh, I love you, baby, baby, baby.
When you were a young boy, you had a monster, baby, always followed you round.
Everywhere.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be as faithful as that puppy, baby. You know, I'm never gonna let you down. And it gets stronger in every way.
And it gets sweeter, baby, let me say.
And it gets higher, baby.
Day by day.
Do I love you, my oh my?
River deep,
Mountain high. If I lost you, would I cry?
oh, I love you, baby, baby, I love you, baby, like a flower loves the spring.
I love you, baby, like a robin loves to sing.
I love you, baby, like a schoolboy loves the fire.
I love you, baby, because you said that love. Baby, baby, do I love you, my
check. Check. First. Germany. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice hand for the boys in the band? How about a real nice hand for the boys in the band? How about the very lovely young lady here? Well, ladies and gentlemen, side 2, song 1, 2 out of 3, ain't bad. Sammy, kill these lights. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time on the piano, Mr. Jim Steinman. But you've been cold to me so long. three in bed. I want you, I need you, but there ain't no way I'm ever gonna love you. Don't be sad,
Don't be sad,
'cause 2 out of 3 in bed. Now don't be sad, 'cause 2 out of 3 in bed.
we can talk all night.
Vielleicht wird sich der eine oder andere über die etwas Rockpalast unübliche Szenerie hier wundern, aber wir befinden uns heute Abend hier in der Offenbacher Stadthalle und beim ersten Deutschlandkonzert von Meat Loaf. Neben mir sitzt Meat Loaf, der Sänger der Band. Links von mir Jim Steinman, der Komponist, Arrangeur und Texter der Stücke. Well, you guys look like one of the most unlikely couple in rock today. How did you actually get together?
We got together doing theater in New York City. He auditioned for me for a play I'd written music and lyrics for. He came and auditioned for a role in it.
You met him in New York City.
Right.
What did you do before you formed that group?
I did a lot of theater and rock and roll. Mainly theater, though, professionally. I had written rock and roll for a long time, but I spent most of the years after I got out of college doing theater for organizations in New York, musical theater and regular theater, writing plays and music and lyrics.
And what did you do, Meat?
Just went from Texas all around the country, United States, doing rock and roll theater, films, television, you name it. I've done it except writing. I've never written anything. Well, I've written songs, but they're really bad. So that's, you know, you gotta, when you're a singer, you need a songwriter, and if you can't write yourself, look for somebody in perfect team. I did things like with Motown, had an act called Stony, Meat Loaf, Ted Nugent, the Rocky Horror Show, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, Shakespeare in the Park, New York Shakespeare Festival, a lot of things. The rock and roll is my first love, so that's what I'm doing now. I get it, drums in the background.
Jim, your songs, they deal a lot with teenage romance, motorcycles, cars. What kind of perspectives do you have when you write these songs?
Well, obviously extremely warped. And mainly, I think romantic's the key word. I think of the album as, instead of being an album of just 7 songs, I think of it as a fairly unified collection of 7 visions or dreams. Every song I think of as a separate vision or a separate dream, or even an adventure. It's like when you start playing the record, it's setting off on a voyage, on a series of adventures through this kingdom, this world. And it just so happens that almost all the people in the world are teenagers. That's just because I think that's the best kind of world. If you have a world only of teenagers, at least musically, for the course of one record, you're bound to get a lot of excitement, a lot of romance, a lot of violence, a lot of chills and fever, a lot of sex. And those are all very good things, a lot of motorcycles.
Great.
I mean, it beats Perry Como, doesn't it?
Sure. Actually,
Don't talk about Perry Como like that. I'm doing a duet album with him next year. Him and Dean Martin. I'm insulted.
What do you do?
A duet album with Perry Como.
And what are you doing?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm playing the piano.
Oh, great. When did you start working on that album, Better of Hell?
Very late 1976. But most of it was done through 1977. It was released in late 1977. It was about a year's project, a year's worth of work just in the studio. And about a year before that, just piano and voice.
And how did you get in touch with Todd Rundgren? I mean, he's a very, he's a very fast guy, you know. It's hard to get hold on him. How did you get in touch with him?
That was through a keyboard player who had played with Todd named Moogie Klingman. Played in a band of Todd's called Utopia. Just heard us just with piano and voice. I was very impressed, thought Todd might be interested. Todd doesn't really like to produce, only if he feels challenged or that it would be exciting. Otherwise, he gets bored very easily. He's got an incredibly fast mind and gets very easily bored. And this, he seemed to think, was a project he wouldn't get bored with, and he didn't.
When Todd produced Grand Funk, he spent 2 weeks of reading comic books at the control board. Yeah, that was a story that, I mean, you know, everybody said, oh, Todd Rundgren, he reads comic books when he's producing your record. He only had a comic book once, and that was during a string session. Spider-Man.
How long did it take recording that album?
Altogether, it was almost a year. The actual instrumental tracks were recorded. They were on and off because Todd kept leaving to go to Europe and Japan. But the actual time in the studio for the basic tracks was really only about 3 weeks. But there was an enormous amount of time spent rehearsing before that. First with just piano and voice, then with the band, and then an enormous amount of time mixing the tracks, polishing everything up. So altogether, it's about a year's worth of work just on the record.
Are you already working on another project?
Just starting to, yes.
Yeah, any idea when that one will be
Early
released?
next year.
Oh, great.
You're afraid of me, boy. I can tell you're afraid of me. He told me not to send him up beforehand, right? Yeah. Didn't you tell me that? Yeah, you're afraid to talk to me, huh? Yeah, he's scared.
I'm not. Where did you get that name from?
Which name?
Meat Loaf.
Meat Loaf.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. From playing football in America. American football, you know, helmet, not soccer.
When was it?
1960.
I've had Meat Loaf, the name Meat Loaf, for 18 years. Oops. Well, you don't know how old I was when I got it, so that, there you go.
Great. Okay, did you expect the success you had with that album? I mean, it's platinum in Canada, it's gold in Australia, it's #1 in the moment in Australia. Did you expect that when you started?
Well, I certainly didn't expect gold in Australia. I didn't even think about Australia. But I think we expected that if it could be heard by enough people, it would have a tremendous success. Because the emotional power is in the record. And at least I feel like most of the rock and roll music the last few years has been pretty boring, pretty bland, and pretty mild compared to what it had been. And I think this is sort of a step ahead in that it's a return. I mean, if you want to call it motorcycle music, I almost think of it as motorcycle music just because I think it gives you the same feeling you might get when you're on a motorcycle going over 100 miles an hour. It's just that excitement and that feverish quality. And I think that's something people really like from rock and roll. It's something that rock and roll does best. So and even the ballads are pretty strong. I mean, if you could have ballads on a motorcycle, they're motorcycle ballads. So I think that we both felt that if people got a chance to hear it, it would have a real impact.
Another question, how did you get that current road band together?
Oh, the
Where
rock
are
band.
these musicians from?
Okay. We saw 1,200 musicians in about 7 months, Jim and myself, and our excuse me, road manager Sam Ellis. We saw about 1,200 musicians, and they came through those. But actually, it's like we put ads in papers in the States, like Village Voice, Rolling Stone, things like that. But if anybody that answered the ad, we never got any musician from the ads themselves. Just through word of mouth, through people who had been to the auditions, did we get our musicians. We've been out on the road now since October the 29th of 77, and we'll stay out on the road maybe until the middle of October, almost a whole year once we started.
Did any of these guys or of that girl play in the name
girl,
group?
Carla.
Yeah, play in the name group before.
Yeah, one of the guitar players was this Alice Cooper. He replaced Steve Hunter and did the Dick Wagner and him played together with Alice Cooper. And then the keyboard player was with the other keyboard player, the organ player was with Carly Simon before. That's the only two people who really were with any name groups. I mean, they were John Cale and things like that, but mostly just like local bands and things like that. There's only two big name bands, Carly Simon and Alice Cooper.
Where's Carla from?
She's from a band called Orchestra Luna. That's what she did for like 2 years before she came with us. And she came with us due to the fact that the duet that we do, Paradise by the Dashboard Light, on the album, was originally done on the album by Ellen Foley. And Ellen was committed to this TV show in the States and a few other things, so she didn't really want to come out on the road. So I'd seen Carla about 2 years before and said that she'd be real good. And then I had to convince other people. Carla's fantastic. I always sing with, I put it this way, I always sing with women. From the time I started, 1967, whenever. It's sort of like Beauty and the Beast trip, And so I'm the beauty and they're the beast. And so, yeah, Stony and Meat Loaf, she was the beast, I was the beauty. Always been that way,
What do you think about that record?
What, Stony and Meat Loaf? Yeah. You can burn it. If you own a copy, burn the damn thing. I don't want to see it, People come up with it. They're getting ready to re-release it. I can't believe it. I hate that record. I had nothing to do with the record other than it said Meat Loaf, and I did a few vocals. This record, though, I was very close to. Worked, I was there every minute almost. Until I got tired, and then they were there every minute, and I wasn't there anymore.
With which people are you going to work on that second album? Another Todd Rundgren band?
Well, it'll be a mixture of some of the people of before and this band, and be a lot of people working on this record, because we really like our band, so we want to keep the band together as much as possible. So they'll be working on the record. Todd is producing the next record. We hope to start somewhere in November on it. Jimmy's going to go off the road in the States, pretty much, start working on the next record, and the band and myself going to continue to travel. So it should be interesting. We should all be completely dead by then. I mean, we're all, out of it now anyway. We're completely crazy. After you've been on the road for a year, going, and we'll have been all over the world, literally. We get through, because we leave This is in Frankfurt. We go to Hamburg, then we go to Australia. We come back to Hawaii, and then back west, like to San Diego, LA, San Francisco. And then maybe back here again.
What kind of reviews have you got for that first album? What were they like?
Both ways. But you mean the album or the show?
The album and the show.
All right. Well, I
Let's
read
start
about.
with- let's start
okay,
with
I'll
the
tell you what.
album.
The live show. I've read. To be honest, I've read about probably 600 reviews of the live show, and I've read 4 bad.
Do you read them actually?
Yeah, I read them. I've read about 4 bad reviews for the live show out of about 600. Album reviews, about 8 good to 8 out of 10 were good, which ain't bad. It's like 2 out of 3, same as ain't bad. You know, little plug. Because our single 2 out of 3 ain't bad in the States is number 11, and so things are doing real well. We're pretty excited.
How is the second one going to be? Any?
Oh, the second one's going to be great. Second one, people always ask us, hey, you know, how can you make the second one as good as the first one? Well, we learned so much doing the first one that I can't see us. I mean, we strive for perfection, so nothing will go out that's not as good, if not better, than the last one. That's how we feel about it.
Jim, can you tell us a bit about your musical background, your musical tastes, which stand to that album?
Well, when I was growing up, the first music that I really loved was, interestingly enough, since we're in Germany, was German music. I grew up listening to Wagner and Little Richard, and I used to play Elvis, Little Richard, and Jerry Lee Lewis, and then I'd switch over to Tristan and Isolde, then I'd switch back to Little Richard, and that's enough to make you totally demented right there. But after I finished listening to that in the 60s, that was in the late 50s when I first started listening to music, I always listened to opera, always loved opera and classical music. Then I was a big Beach Boys fan. I loved the Beach Boys and the Who. They were my favorite groups, along with the Stones and the Beatles and the Kinks. English groups, mainly English groups. And in the 70s, I haven't liked too much except my own music and Bruce Springsteen's. So those are the major ones.
What will the second one be like? Can you tell us a bit about it? Will it be similar to the first one?
It'll probably be similar. It'll probably be just as strong, just as muscular. I think of this as being a very muscular album. I don't know how different. The only difference may be there may not be so many long songs because I might be more tired. But I think that it'll be just as defiant and rebellious and exultant.
And can you tell us already what kind of themes you will deal with, lyric-wise?
I don't know enough about what the songs are going to be yet to know.
No motorcycles?
I don't know if there'll be any motorcycle songs completely, but I'm sure a motorcycle will pop up in there. A lot of the same imagery. One thing is I know the songs will be just as visual. I think of all these songs like little films. I think of the whole album as one whole film, and I think it'll be just as much a film. Whether it'll be like Star Wars or Psycho, I don't know. But
I hate to do this to us, but we got to cut it because we got to get ready to go on. We're going to see you afterwards, or that was the scam I heard before? I mean, that's what I heard before. Yeah. Is that true? Yeah. Yeah? All right. We got to. I hate to cut it now, but I got to get ready to go on. Okay. All right?
Thanks a lot.
See you
thanks.
all later. Hi, y'all. What's happening?